very much. Thank you, Kevin. I do believe in research, I believe in science, and I believe in the University of Pittsburgh. I say that not just as your governor, but I also say that as a Pitt dad twice. Our daughter graduated last year, and our son is a rising junior, and I've seen the awesome capabilities of this university, both in terms of what happens in the classrooms, Kevin, and also what happens in these great research hubs that you've been able to build and develop. And so I want to say thank you to you, to Chancellor Gabel, who reached out to me. I know she had a conflict and couldn't be here. We appreciate your leadership. And I think we do this work every day to help folks like you, those of you on the stairwells here, those of you with the big brains out there discovering the next big thing that's going to save lives or create more opportunity. We really believe in you, and we look forward to making sure we continue to invest in your future success, because your success is our success. And to have that all centered here at the University of Pittsburgh is really, really special. I wanted to be here today to salute the cutting edge work that is happening in Pittsburgh and is happening right here at Pitt. The new discoveries that are going to improve lives and fighting to compete and win in this region when it comes to life sciences. I'm excited to be here today to talk about our economic development strategy and specifically our work around life sciences. When I took office as your governor about 2.5 years ago, my goal was to make Pennsylvania far more competitive, to create more space for folks like you, to create more jobs and economic opportunity. And to do that, I knew we needed to take 4 concrete steps. First, we needed the right people in place for us to be more competitive, for us to do this work. And so we went out and we got great leaders like Secretary Rick Seiger, a Yinzer, by the way, who was working at CMU down the street for many years, and we were able to pull him into our administration as the great Secretary of the Department of Community and Economic Development. So we needed the people. We also needed a plan. For 20 years, the Commonwealth did not have an economic development strategy. I knew we couldn't be all things to all people, but I knew we had to compete everywhere, in rural, urban, and suburban areas. We had to focus on the 5 key areas that I saw the most opportunity in: energy and robotics, manufacturing, agriculture, and life sciences. We knew how critically important life sciences is, a $50 billion industry that already employs over 100,000 Pennsylvanians, where we are poised for rapid growth. So we needed people, we needed a plan. We also needed speed to market, speed to the consumer. We needed to move at the speed of business in the Commonwealth. And while I know we're not here today to talk about permitting, I'm proud of the fact that the day I took office, it took 8 weeks to get a business license. Today, it takes just 1 day in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. An example of how we've sped up each of our more than 2,000 different permits that we issued through the Commonwealth. Anyone who's tried to get a business off the ground, whether a research lab or a corner store, knows that speed is critically important. So speed was necessary. The fourth and final thing is we needed more resources to be able to invest in those 5 key areas all across Pennsylvania. Resources is a word we use in government for money. I worked with lawmakers of both parties. Last year, I was the only governor in the country with a divided legislature, a Senate led by Republicans, House led by Democrats, yet we were able to come together and invest a new $1 billion in economic development, bringing our total to $1.6 billion during my time as your governor. We use those resources, those monies, to stimulate other growth. I'm proud to be able to announce here today that as a result of that public sector investment, we've been able to leverage $5.2 billion in private sector investment in our Commonwealth, including right here in the greater Pittsburgh region. It's a big deal. It shows that the people, the plan, the speed, and those resources are working to leverage private capital investment, to show that Pennsylvania is open for business, to show that we have what it takes to compete. Now, I want to just focus today on our work in life sciences, because as I look to the future, I know we need to invest in the key sectors that are going to fuel the growth of this Commonwealth. And of course, life sciences is key to that. It's an area where I believe we are poised for explosive innovation and growth. If you look at the landscape, and I think you've got to take an honest assessment of the landscape out there, there are two regions that compete at the highest of high levels across our nation. One is Boston, and the other is the Bay Area. They're 1 and 2. And then there's a huge drop-off. And I see an opportunity for Pennsylvania to rise into that third place spot, and then once you're in there, the sky is the limit. And so I want to see us grow there. I want to see us be able to develop our talent here at home and keep the research and development that we innovate here at home, keep it here and commercialize it. There is a gap between that second and third place spot, and I want us to fill it. And we have the ability to do just that. Think about it. We've got world-class universities and research institutions. Of course, Pitt and the work done at UPMC, CMU just down the street. I see Dan from Duquesne here. There is so much good work happening right here in this region. The Pittsburgh area is where it's at for groundbreaking research. It's happening in labs like Pitt Space and Dr. Cooper's Human Engineering Research Labs. Real serious stuff is happening here. Taken together, our colleges and universities in Pennsylvania rank 4th in the nation in R&D spending. On top of that, over 100,000 Pennsylvanians work in this industry. The research that is being done here is leading to groundbreaking innovation, and it's saving lives. From the work Jonas Salk did here at Pitt to the discovery that was just announced on genomic therapy in Philadelphia last week, and everything in between. The foundation is there. We just need to create an ecosystem where innovators and entrepreneurs can thrive, and we can close the gap between them. That's why the budget that I announced a few months ago, that is now with Senator Costa and Representative Mays and the other members of the General Assembly for their consideration, delivers $50 million more for innovation and specifically designates $30 million of that just for life sciences innovation to help support the kind of work that is going on in places like this, to give us the opportunity to unleash Pennsylvania's full potential. This type of investment is desperately needed. I want you to think about this. In the last 5 years, Pennsylvania companies received 10,783 new life sciences patents. Let me put that in some perspective for you. That's the 4th highest amount in the entire nation. At the same time, we were ranked right up there with life sciences patents. We received only 3% of the nation's venture capital to build out those innovations. That means that we are effectively doing the research, but then we're losing out on commercial opportunities for other states. Remember when I said there's a huge gap between 1 and 2, and then you get down to 3 and 4? To fill that gap, that means more commercial opportunities to build on the great research that is being done here. And when life sciences grows and thrives, we not only improve lives, but we improve major industries all across the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Everything is interconnected. By the way, I don't know if you know this, but the #1 purchaser of eggs in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania is a life sciences company, not a grocery store. Think about B. Braun, a leading life sciences company in the Lehigh Valley on the other side of our Commonwealth. Over at B. Braun, they produce things like IV fluids and pharmacy products and complex medical devices. And last year, they sourced $200 million in raw materials and equipment from over 100 Pennsylvania-based suppliers. Why am I telling you about a Lehigh Valley company? Because B. Braun bought raw materials from Meadville and resins from right here in Pittsburgh. The life sciences industry is interconnected all across our Commonwealth. You lift up one piece, it lifts up others. My budget will help supercharge the growth we need in life sciences here in Pennsylvania by giving our life sciences industry a competitive edge over those in neighboring states. With just that additional $30 million earmarked for life sciences, I think we're going to be able to do three concrete things. First, we'll establish a network among leading universities and research institutions to help life sciences companies in our Commonwealth complete clinical trials far more quickly and at reduced cost. When we connect world-class research institutions like Pitt with leading life sciences companies, we create a one-stop shop for innovation and growth. Second, we'll challenge our universities, research institutions, and industry partners to look for new and faster ways to commercialize their discoveries. We'll put up matching state dollars to support initiatives that strengthen our life sciences programs and industries in a number of key ways, whether that is an initiative to improve the way research and development is done, or an effort to improve manufacturing and supply right here in Pennsylvania, or new ways to finance these critical discoveries. We're going to use that fund to make our entire life sciences ecosystem far stronger. We think that is critically important. Third, we will use this fund to help train top-tier talent that can take successful spin-off companies from a place like Pitt Space, and turn that into a commercial success. Because with the right leaders in our life sciences industry, we can make sure Pennsylvania isn't just known as the home of Jonas Salk and the polio vaccine, but continue to be known as the place where the next great discovery is going to come from. And by the way, you're looking at a guy that got an A+ on his 5th grade paper on Jonas Salk. So I know a little something about our history there. The network that we are building is going to deliver greater speed, lower costs for our entire life sciences industry, and help fuel the fire in this space, connecting researchers and incentivizing the kind of collaboration that's going to lead to commercial exults. Look, taken together, this fund will give Pennsylvania a competitive advantage, positioning our Commonwealth as a leader to companies who want to move quickly to get their discoveries to market. I know leading research institutions are very excited about working together. They want to build something special in Pennsylvania, a network that improves outcomes for patients and in the private sector. And that private sector, I know they're chomping at the bit for this, because Pennsylvania would become the first state in the nation to have this type of innovation fund. We just need to get this done by working together. We'll combine the $30 million life science investment with another $20 million to spur innovation across all sectors, increasing the number of startups that can thrive right here in Pennsylvania and in buildings like this. We're going to attract more venture capital, and we are going to capitalize on our higher ed talent that is here in great numbers. This is how we compete, and this is how we win in today's economy. It's not lost on me. At a time when the administration in Washington is cutting back on research and development, we are doubling down here in the state. We believe in the work you are doing, and we are going to make sure we continue to invest in it. We have made real progress over the last couple of years, but we've got a long way to go. And I'm excited about our future. As a result of the investments that we've already made, the vision that we have, the people and the plan, we're already beginning to see significant growth. Right now, we're rated the top state in the Northeast for regional economic competitiveness by Site Selector magazine. Forbes just recently rated us one of the best states in the country to start a business. Wallet Hub ranks our Commonwealth as one of the top 3 states for quality of life. And CNBC put us in the top 10 states for affordability, the only state in the East Coast. Our work is beginning to pay off. We are beginning to see the fruits of our labor, the results of this hard and bipartisan work. Now, y'all know that I am competitive as hell. While I'm happy with these accolades, I want us to be first at everything, especially when it comes to the life sciences. We have an opportunity. We are poised for real growth. Right now is the time for us to double down on our investments. So I hope the legislature will pass my budget on a bipartisan basis. Believe in the kind of work you're doing that I so believe in. believe in the kind of things that you all are doing in your labs and in your workspaces every day, because the future of this region, the future of our Commonwealth and our country is in many ways going to be tied back to the great legacy of leadership of the Pittsburgh region. We're here to say it's time to invest even more in it.